Business Center is a full-service business incubation program, and what does that mean? It means that we are space, we are coaching, mentoring, connections, and environment. It's a program for entrepreneurs.
The rationale behind the Business Center was to create a hotbed of entrepreneurial activity in the core Hamilton County. You go back 25 years ago, we were seeing a loss of manufacturing jobs and tax base, and so we felt we needed to have a rational response where we would encourage entrepreneurs, find ways to increase the startup rate of new businesses, but more importantly, decrease the failure rate among entrepreneurs.
We spend a lot of time with our entrepreneurs understanding what their needs are and then trying to help meet what those needs are going forward.
We started our business in the Business Center back in 1993, and what's a wonderful thing about the Business Center is they provide entrepreneurs with the assistance that's really needed. It allows them to focus on what they really should be focusing on, and that's developing a product and delivering it to the market.
What lured me to the Business Center is just, we're looking at the business plan and trying to find a location. A couple things were important. I wanted to have a central location, I wanted to have decent office space, and I wanted to have something affordable, but also had the coaching, and really I felt like the team there was part of the company.
There's a lot of numbers, and there's some big numbers. How many businesses has this center touched? That have come to our programming, that have gone through morning mentoring, or our small business development center, or actually been in the incubator. We have figured out that probably over the last 25 years, we've touched over 5,000 businesses. Okay, the incubator itself has had over 300 tenants. Have they graduated successfully, or have they moved forward successfully? Well, 140 of those have. So what's our batting average? We're batting about 60%. The average unassisted entrepreneur is going to see their 5th anniversary only 10% of the time. We're about 6 times better. And why is that? We think it's the environment, being around other risk takers. That's what this space does. Being around our coaches and our mentors and having access to the program, setting goals, monitoring those goals and making sure people are nudging their situation forward.
I think overall, what we've learned is that Hamilton County and Greater Cincinnati is very much a hotbed of entrepreneurial activity, and there are a number of individuals that are not only willing, but talented and capable of starting their own businesses and growing their own businesses.
There was an absolute buzz walking in the halls, whether you went there at 4 in the morning to get a jump start on the day, or if you're still working at 2 in the morning, there was somebody in those halls working, and it was motivating, and there was a sense of energy. You knew you were in the same boat. You knew they gave everything up that they had, and so did you. So you kind of had a bond. As much as you're on an island as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a startup, you still had a bond of these 40 or 50 other companies inside the business incubator.
I've learned just recently that a number of our companies are pushing 100, 120 employees. They got their start here in the incubator, and they went on to graduate and went on to bigger and better things.
When we started in the Business Center, it was just Eric and I. We had 2 people. We started getting some government contracts and SBIRs and some research money. We hired a couple people. By the time we left, we only had probably 5 at the time in 2000. But now Maverick has over 45 employees. We have a sister company called Renegade. We have over 22, 23 employees. And we have another company called Canyon that has over 60 employees.
Now I look back and we're in our 14th year of business. We made it through the first 5 crunch years. And now looking back at the resources they provided, my company, and what they did for my company with their business coaching and the resources outside, I think there's a lot more respect for the work that was done now than maybe I felt like at the time.
Our 140 companies that are out there in the community, they do on average over $220 million a year in revenue. They've created close to 2,100 jobs, and we know that the payroll on those jobs average about between $52,000 and $53,000 a year. So those are good jobs at a great rate, and those are in our community. That's economic development. That's doing good things. What is it we do? We work with entrepreneurs who create businesses and help them grow. We don't create the jobs. The people we work with create the jobs. grow the revenue, and succeed in business.